Hi, my name is Flora. I'm the new school nurse at ISP at primary school. I wanted to give you some advice about navigating through medication in France. For the most common and less severe type of health concern like cuts, bumps, burns, stomach aches and fever, you can always ask your French pharmacist. They're well equipped to give you their advice on the best treatment for you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I've studied pharmacy for 6 years, so they're well equipped to give you all the advice you need on your drug selection or recommend a doctor or specialist as well. So the same medicine can be available in different strains to suit the age and weight or pathology of the person to be treated. For example, Doliprane exists for adults with this dosage, 1000 milligrams, and for kids you can have those liquids. Those are from 16 to 48 kilos. And every medication has several names. The trade name that appears in large print on the box, it is chosen by the pharmaceutical laboratory which manufactures the drugs, and the international non-proprietary name INN, which is the name of the active principle contained in the drug. And this name, defined by the World Health Organization, is designed to be usable in a large number of languages and to limit the risk of errors. It is right on the box in small letters under the trade name. For example, Advil are the trade name for medicine that contains ibuprofen, and Doliprane and Efferalgan are two trade names of medicine which contain the same active substance, paracetamol. So ask the pharmacist when you come with your prescription to match up between your prescription and the boxes by writing on it. So the first thing are the lice medicine. Lice, also known as head lice, are tiny insects about the size of sesame seed. They live on the scalp, more specifically at the hairline. They can stay on the head of a single person for up to 13 days, but they die after 3 days, and they're quite common among the children between the age of 3 to 17 years old. Here are some treatments to eradicate them. So you have several brands. You've got KO Pux, for example. Paranix is another one. And you've got Puxit as well. Clothing and laundry which have been in contact with the person for less than 72 hours will be washed at a temperature up to 60 degrees and dry for 10 to 30 minutes at maximum temperature. The next one is painkillers, painkiller. So some of these drugs are available for self-medication. For example, Doliprane, which I showed you before, a brand of paracetamol that helps reduce fever and pain symptoms. You can take this in case of fever, headache, stomach, tooth and body aches, as well as the dreaded flu. This is one of the first medicine to give as not no side but low size effects when the dose is right, of course. The next one who is quite used is Nurofen or Advil. Those are a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug containing ibuprofen that is more effective in the treatment of adult migraines, better than Doliprane in this case, and often used to treat the same symptom as Doliprane. Ibuprofen is reserved for children over 30 kilos, and this medication can give children heartburn, so it's not the best to start with. Talking of that, in case of stomach ache, you can use Spasfon in this form, for example. This one is used to treat painful spasm in the stomach and most useful in case of particularly painful menstrual cramps as well. And Gaviscon and Polyxylane are used to treat heartburn and acid reflux. The next one is cold and flu. So for those, you have Fervex. This medication is indicated for the treatment of cold, rhinitis, nasopharyngitis, and flu-like conditions. The Strepsil, which I have here, is an antiseptic medication indicated in adults and children over 6 years old to relieve mild throat pain. Maxilaz, which is another one, is recommended for the treatment of acute inflammation of the throat to relieve mild sore throat from the age of 6 months. You can also use nasal spray for antiseptic purposes, indicate to clean the nose in case of colds and nasopharyngitis. The name of one of them is Prorinel, P-R-O-R-H-I-N-E-L. In case of diarrhea, if your child has acute gastroenteritis, and especially in infants, there is a high risk of dehydration. So in this case, you can use oral rehydration solution, which contains sugar and mineral salts. The name of one of them is Adiaril. Smecta is a really common drug that we use in France. It's a digestive dressing used in the symptomatic treatment of acute diarrhea and pain in the stomach or esophagus. It is available for children and adults. In case of vomiting, there is two things that you can take, among others, but you have Vogalib with oral dispersible tablets, and it's available without prescription. This is used against nausea and vomiting. And the other one is Nausicalm, that you can use. It's a syrup, and it's against motion sickness and nausea. In case of wooden bumps, which arrive quite often with the children, you can use Arnicon. It's a plant-based cream, and in use of the treatment of bumps and bruises. Hemoclar is the same type, recommended as supplementary treatment for minor trauma, such as bumps and bruises, and it's suitable for both adult and children. Biseptin is what we use for antiseptic purpose, to prevent small wounds from becoming infected. In case of burns, you can use Osmosoft. It works as well for sunburn. You can use as well Tulgras, which is something to avoid the bandage to stick on the wounds, and Biafine is another cream that you can use as well. And in case of allergies, you can have behind-the-counter Aerius, which is an antihistaminic. Giving medication is a common but not trivial action, so you should always ask to a medical practitioner before. Note, if you have an emergency level health concern, you should always go to the closest hospital emergency room or call the European Emergency Assistance number 112 for ambulance assistance in English. Sorry. For any question, don't hesitate to contact the nurses. The address email is ispnurse@ispparis.net, and that's it. Welcome to France.